Just trying to see the comments or who are online over here because somehow I'm not able to see through my system. That's the thing. Yeah. So how are you guys? I hope everyone is fine and sorry for things. Yeah, now I can see you people. Just to check the comments, I was waiting for it. So anyone? Hi, 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 hi. Hello. Hi guys. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. బాగున్నాను మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు కృపారాజు అందరికీ నమస్కారం ఎల్లరికూ వణక్కం so how are you guys let's wait I think people are coming namaste namaste Arvind this is the introduction class or this is the first class of mine in the resultant so I hope everyone is fine and am I audible నా మెయిల్ ఐడియా మెయిల్ ఐడి రాసుకుంటారా karthik3498@gmail.com namaste 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 so guys please do comment so that I will know who is commenting and I can exactly reply to that so this is the first class of structure analysis trusses and for gate 2025 and I hope everyone over here know what is the pattern of the gate and all those things. It's been quite a while. I think you might have started your preparation from June. I think June, July. Some people might have started from August. So gate will be always on the second weekend of the February for civil engineering people. So I'll be dealing with the structure analysis for you people and. So before going into the class, I would like to know how many people are there. I think I can see somewhere around seven people. Yeah, seven people. And so please do like, share it with as many people, as many aspirants as possible, so that they'll have, they can come attend over here and share their views regarding the classes. Mhm. So, what are the subjects that have been completed for you guys? I hope your preparation is going well. ఓన్లీ గేట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏనా లేదా ఈఎస్సి కూడా కవర్ చేస్తారా కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈఎస్సి కూడా ఉంటుంది క్వశ్చన్స్ మాక్సిమం గేట్ క్వశ్చన్సే కవర్ చేస్తాను బట్ వెన్ ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ ఫర్ when I'm dealing with the concepts I'll discuss ESC questions also but not all the previous year's questions I'll discuss majority I'll be discussing gate previous year's questions and from ESC point of view one or two conventional questions I'll be dealing with it while discussing the concepts I'll be dealing with the questions also but majority it will be gate and you can easily crack ESC objectives with on all those things with the concept I'm dealing with so other people please do message am I audible guys am I audible I think we can wait for another 5 more minutes so that other people can also come and comment on the classes over here. So how's your preparation going? I think you'll be June, July, August, September, 4 months into your gate preparation. I mean, generally people start by June. If at all people started by somewhere around, there are many people who might have started in previous years also, and things go that way also. And some might have started in July, August. So how's your preparation, guys? How's your preparation? Please do comment. Five people or what? Only five people. Please do like, share, and subscribe as well. Are you there? You want me to start the class? हिंदी में चाहिए आपको? हिंदी में डाउट पूछ कर सकते हैं भाई, @IITs। लेकिन एक क्लास पूरा इंग्लिश में हो जाता है, लेकिन आपको कुछ डाउट है तो आप हिंदी में पूछ सकते हैं, मैं रिप्लाई करता हूँ। ओके, आई विल चेक द डाउट। ओके सर, यस सर। I think there is some gap between the question that I have asked you and the replies. Krupa Raju, Arvind AJ, and at the rate of hashtag IITs. That's a quite different name. Why? Your aim is to go to IIT or what? IITs. So, yeah, always the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I talk about GATE, first you should be having a clear view of why you're preparing for GATE. So GATE has major benefits of GATE is should be PSUs. The next benefit is to be doing MTech. Major benefits are these two things only. And with GATE rank, if you ask me, are people going to hire you? That is a very rare case, but you can show it in your I mean one of the achievement in many places. So the major idea is to join any PSUs at the same time to get into IITs or MTech in IITs or NITs. Sir, what is the use of MTech? MTech, if you ask me right now, present, if you ask me from like for past 7 to 8 years, if you ask me even 10 years, uh, MTech followed by PhD has some use, but only MTech doesn't has any use. Even if you ask me for the placements, if you ask me, there are no much placements as well. You can join as any assistant professor in any of the colleges, maximum that only, or one or two L&T jobs. That's it. So if you're planning, like if you're going for MTech, either it should be like you'll be getting a stipend for 2 years, and in these 2 years you should be very much clear what is your aim, whether your aim is whether your aim is for preparing for any competitive exams, or your aim is for doing PhD. So if you're going into MTech in a prestigious institutes like IITs, you should be very much clear. Why? Because if you go into IIT and if you're confused after 2 years also, you'll be confused without any jobs. And MTech, I'm telling you, no, really, it's of zero use. Only MTech is of zero use. After MTech, it should be followed by PhD. Then you will be placed in many premier institutes as professor, associate professor, assistant professors, like in NITs and IITs. So that is that is one way of looking into the gate. And other things is anyway PSUs. So once if you get a good gate rank, you'll be getting PSU jobs. Like PSU jobs is like 8 hours job, and there are many benefits out of it. So main aim for any person, if you are preparing for any competitive exams or gate, ESC, anything, the idea is for getting the job. So job should be fine, and PSUs should be your primary target. So the other, like, these are direct benefits, and indirect benefits being, if you prepare for gate, you can easily clear any state services technical paper, any state services technical paper. At the same time, engineering services objective paper can also be easily cleared. I'm talking about technical, I'm not talking about non-technical. But engineering services objective paper, at the same time, engineering services, uh, you know uh, yeah, engineering services objective paper, at the same time state services objective paper can be easily cleared, only technical point of view. And if you ask me about the other point of views, like, non-tech, you should prepare on your own. These are indirect benefits. So direct benefits being what? PSUs and MTech. And indirect benefits being state services technical paper and engineering services objective paper can be cleared if you clearly follow the gate. So the question from Kruparaju is, sir, by parallelly can we manage MTech and ESC? Yeah, you can easily manage MTech and ESC parallelly. Many of my friends cleared it. So even I have cleared up to, interview point of view, and after that I was not able to clear that. So you can easily maintain both MTech and engineering services, provided, like, you have to, you should give less importance to MTech, like maintaining minimum degrees and maintaining the other things, and you should give a huge amount of hard work over there. That's it. You can easily crack it. So by maintaining, like, by maintaining your grades, by maintaining your stipend, you can easily prepare for engineering services. That should be the idea, because if you're focusing on MTech, then have a clear thought that you're going to do PhD. If you don't have that clarity that you're not going to do PhD, then MTech is of really no use. I'm telling you once again, MTech is of no use if you don't, do PhD with it. Not only here, any MTechs, any IIT institutions or NIT institutions, any person will say the same thing. Because I know personally many students, after doing MTech, they are once again preparing for state services without having any job in their hand. So getting a job in MTech is a rare case scenario. If you get a job, it's well and good. But if you ask me, it's quite difficult. And recently, BTech from IITs or NITs are getting hired easily compared to that of MTech people. So I would say that you can go to institutes like IIT for MTech, but only for stipend, not more than that. That is one thing. Next, any doubts? So these are direct benefits and indirect benefits of GATE. You should be having a clarity, because you're not here to waste your time, as well as, my time is not wasted anyway, because it's my interest, with the interest I'm discussing over here. But it's time is very precious. Apart from money, it's the time that matters. So this time, like, for whatever this time you're spending for another 8 months or 1 year, 2 years, it plays a major role. So you have to be having a clarity that how it works. Chaitanya Bojanki, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. So how it works? Like, time is very much precious thing. Uh, so if you're investing time, make sure that you get full benefit out of it. That's what I expect from my students. So be smart enough to use the time properly. And yeah, I'm discussing all these things. Maybe you might have known, but once again, I'm discussing because it's been 3 to 4 months. Many people would have discussed this with you. So once again, I'm discussing these things so that you'll be having clarity, and you are smart enough to know why you are preparing for gate. Gate, if you are preparing for gate, it should be very much clear that you are preparing either for your job, and if you're doing MTech, that is also should be useful for the job. Like you're buying doing MTech means you're buying 2 years of time. So if you're buying 2 years of time, that means so that you can prepare for another exams at the same time. You'll be getting stipend so that you don't have to be dependent on your parents. So keeping these things in your mind, you should prepare. So the question is, Sunday sir, if you gate procured in gate ki prepare అవుతున్నా 7 sem ki GPREC college lo. Hmm. No, no, Krupa. So, like, they don't force you. It's like in IITs, it will be more of self-study rather than forcing you to take the classes. It won't be something like that where people force you to take notes. If you are interested to take notes, you can take notes. Otherwise, you can go sit in the library and read on your own. It's more of self-study right now. And they teach something, and the rest of the things you have to read on your own. That is what is being happening in IITs. So I'll not say that you have to be taking notes all the time. No, it doesn't work that way. But it's better if you take notes in my class because these notes will be helpful for revision in future. So yeah. So guys, I hope that you might be knowing the pattern of the gate. How many questions in the gate? Any idea how many questions in the gate examination you will be asked for? Please comment how many questions in the gate. So why are you asking me these things? Because you should be having clarity like how many questions out of that, how many marks is for aptitude, how many marks is for mathematics, and how many marks is for engineering. And in engineering, civil engineering, how many yeah, 65 questions will be there in the gate. So out of 65 questions, right? 65 questions will be in the grade. So, can you see something? My pen tab is just a minute. Just a minute, guys. There is some error over here. Just a minute. Sorry, 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 sorry. There is something suddenly happening here. I think pen tab is not working. Fine, guys. My pen drive is not working, so yeah, people left. It's okay. Tomorrow I'll make sure that my pen drive is working properly. And anyway, yeah, it is 65 questions. So out of 65 questions, 65 questions for 100 marks. How many marks for apt and engineering, guys? For aptitude, how many marks? For aptitude, how many marks? Anyone is there? Please do comment. How many marks for aptitude? No comments. Anyway, for aptitude, generally there will be for aptitude and English there will be for 15 marks, and from mathematics point of view, you can get approximately another 15 to 20 marks. So let's take it 15 marks only. So 15 marks for aptitude and English, and 15 marks for mathematics. Totally 30 marks. Next 70 marks is for technical, right? 70 marks is for technical, and mathematics 13 marks. Sometimes it will be for 15 marks also, Chaitanya. So totally 30 marks. 70 marks is for technical. So in that 70 marks, if you ask me from structure analysis, since I am dealing with structure analysis recently, from structure analysis they are asking from 6 to 8 marks. In some of the paper you might have seen 4 to 6 marks, but you can say that they are asking for 6 to 8 marks. So that is the idea from structural analysis point of view. And today I'll be giving you a basic idea in structural analysis. I'll be giving you basic idea of trusses. Since my pen tab is not working, I'll be giving you, discussing the basic things because I can't draw anything over here. In PPT also there are no much figures. So, so please try to understand what is a truss and all those things. So structure analysis, if you ask me, before 2016-17, people were least bothered about structure analysis. How much weightage for structure subjects? Structures means, what do you think, Chaitanya? What is the meaning of structures according to you? So like RCC, steel structures, structural analysis, and strength of materials, CPM PERT, and building materials. If you ask me all these things, if you are considering this as the structures, you can easily expect somewhere around 30 to 40 marks. 30 marks, because it's not like previously it was like weightage is more for geotechnical engineering, environmental engineering, and transportation, but right now weightage is equal. So if you ask me for structures, the weightage will be around from 25 to 30 marks. And for the other subjects like fluid mechanics, geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, environmental engineering, and surveying, water resource engineering, and hydrology, the weightage will be around 40 to 45 marks. So if it is 40 to 45 for that, 25 to 30 will be for structures. For structures, it will be from 25 to 30, and for that, it will be 40 to 45. So that's what I can say. Oh, structures a member with withstand loads. Nice definition. Which type of loads? Krupa, which type of loads you're talking about? Hmm? I think there should come a technology where this gap should also be reduced. Because I have to ask a question, and for you receiving it, getting some amount of time, all these things should be gone where it should be immediate. Like when I question, you answer. So in structural analysis, the very first concept would be trusses. In trusses, I'll be discussing, like you can see in this slide, I'll be discussing the analysis of trusses, deflection in the trusses, forces in the redundant trusses, and influence line diagrams for forces in the truss members. So these are the concepts that I'll be discussing in trusses. So static loads. So different types of loads will be there: static loads, live loads, wind loads, earthquake loads. You you have to discuss you have to discuss only I mean you're saying only static loads, but we have all the different types of loads. When we are talking about structures, structures are like members which take all types of loads. It has to resist wind load also, it has to resist earthquake loads also. Combination of these type of loads also, you will see all these things in RCC, like what are the combinations and what is the weightage factor that you have to give. Darshpreet Singh, all together, yeah, all together, I'm saying once again, if you ask me, I generally divide gate subjects into two patterns. Like the first pattern would be building materials, CPM per, strength of materials, steel structures, RCC, and structural analysis. So all these things collectively you'll get 25 to 30 marks. Next, the second paper. Generally in ESC, you'll see two papers. If I take this as the first paper, the second paper will be like, fluid mechanics, geotechnical engineering, environmental engineering, transportation engineering, geomatics engineering, water resource engineering, and hydrology. This carries 40 marks, that 40 to 45, and this carries 25 to 30 marks. In that, structure analysis, you can expect 4 to 6 questions previously. Right now sometimes they are increasing, so you can expect 6 to 8 questions from structure analysis. And the questions are also like very simple. They are not complicating the things. They are asking very simple questions, so you can easily score 100 out of 100. Like in all 6 questions or all the 8 questions, you can easily attempt. Why? Because there is no theoretical, very less theoretical in structure analysis. Everything will be analytical. If you know the concept, you attempt, you use that concept and you'll get the marks out of it. Very simple. So generally people think like why waste your time on structure analysis, we can go for environmental engineering. No, it doesn't work that way. Recently the weightage for environmental and geotechnical is getting reduced, and weightage for other subjects is increasing a lot. So it's like the focus is like on all the subjects, all the 14 subjects, the focus will be there. So you must be like thorough with everything. And the strategy, if you ask me, like what should be the strategy for any exam? The strategy of any exam is very simple. I mean, this is what I followed for many years. It worked for me, so I hope it works for you also, and it worked for many of my students. Every person will be having different mindset and different strategy, but the very basic thing is, first you have to read the concept. You have to read the concept, and Once or twice you'll open your book and you revise it. But after that, the revision should be of writing the exams, giving the mock test, as many mock tests as possible, so that you can analyze your performance from the mock test. Believe me, that helps you a lot. It's not always like, if like in January or February, like up to January you can revise all the subjects and all those things is fine. One or two revisions it goes, but after January, once again, you can't open your book and read. You just have to attempt the exams, and from that exams, like, if you're able to solve the questions, well and good. Whichever the concept you are not able to solve the question, you should read that concept alone. It should not be like you open your book and you read all the time. It doesn't work that way. You should you should remember everything. So for that, you should be practicing it. You should be practicing it always. At the same time, whatever the class that happens for today, let us say like 2 hours class happens. If you 2 hours for structure analysis, 2 hours for other things. So some 6 to 8 hours of classes happen for today. Then at the night time or in the morning times, it depends when you read, you should revise those concepts once again. If you revise that concepts, then it's like it works that way. You have to revise those concepts so that it will be remembered easily. At the same time, you should practice a lot, practice previous year's questions. Once again, I'm saying 60 to 70 marks will be repeated in the sense same question will not be repeated, but that pattern will be repeated. So 70 questions will be repeated. 70 marks, not 70 questions, 65 questions. So 70 marks of questions will be repeated every year. You can check it. Every year, 70 marks will be repeated. So previous year's questions plays a major role. You have to do all the questions, and always 30 marks, new questions, new concept, lengthy questions will be there. That can be anyway covered. Okay. So this is how it works. And my strategy is like, eat, sleep, study, repeat. That's how things works. If you're focusing on certain things like getting a job and all those things, the major thing you have to do is eat, sleep, study, repeat. All the outside focuses should be gone for whatever the time period you're having. All the outside focus should be gone. Like, sir, I have to spend time with my family, I have to spend time with my partner, or if he or she will leave me, or he or she will feel bad about me. All that nonsense should be gone. So once if you are focusing on certain things, you should focus on that. Festival, sir, there is a festival, I want to go to my hometown and have fun with them. See, all those things can wait. If you get a job, everything else can wait. So the first thing to do is you have to get a job. Your focus should not be diverted. So all the things like, for next 5 to 6 months, or this is September, February, September, October, November, December, January, February, 5 to 6 months, you can stop everything. So start focusing on your subject, eat, sleep, break, and streak Brock Lesnar. Who is that streak Brock Lesnar, Arvind? Eat, sleep, study, repeat. I don't know who is that Brock Lesnar. And see, that's what I'm saying. If you don't remember Krupa, if you keep on constantly telling me, sir, if I don't remember the concepts, you will remember the concepts. Like, you have to understand the concepts in the class. Once if you study, that should be enough. Once if you revise, that is enough. 2 times revision should be enough. After that, give the exams every day. Like, once if you download the app, give the exams, right? You can give the exams in the app itself. Like, subjective exams will be there, and overall exam will be there. Exams, mock test, so many mock tests, not one mock test, many mock tests will help you a lot. If you're like, one mock test, it doesn't work out that way. Yeah, I know WWE champion, that guy, Brock Lesnar, but is he still alive? I have stopped watching this WWE very, very far back. Maybe during my 12th class, I have stopped. So I don't know who are the champions right now. But yeah, Brock Lesnar, I know that guy. So, guys, that is the idea regarding the strategies. And yeah, throughout the journey, once again, I'll constantly repeat these strategies. But one thing you should always keep in the mind that uh, uh, you know, eat, sleep, study, repeat. You have cleared SSC JE pre. So for mains कुछ बता दीजिए. Mains के लिए Arvind, the idea is simple. For any mains, just open your previous year's conventional questions and solve. Simple. If you go, you can go and attend the classes at the same time. You can do many more things, but if you ask me, the best thing to do, because if you have cleared prelims means you might be having knowledge regarding the subject. So application of subject, any mains, even in the engineering services mains. So the major idea is to solve the questions, application of the thought, that matters, because the concept anyway remains same. The same concept, whatever I am discussing in the gate or for any other things, the concept remains same. One or two extra concepts will be there, conventional questions, but application of that matters. You have to apply. That is the thing. So once if you apply, how to apply? By solving n number of questions. N number of questions, where you get that? You will get that from SSCG. Previous year's questions. Solve engineering services questions also. Everything will get cleared as soon as possible. So yeah, that is my simple thing. Solve previous year's questions. Yeah, Colonel Kochanandi, Krupa garu, Colonel Kochanu. I have taught over there also. Pullareddy College running classes చెప్పాను. Gate classes చెప్పాను. This is Telugu, guys. See, guys, I'm comfortable in Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, English. I can understand Kannada, and in Malayalam, if you type it in English, I can understand. But if you type in Malayalam, I can't understand. I can't read Malayalam. So yeah, but many a times I'll try to give reply in English only, so that other people gets benefit out of it. Fine, guys. So this is some intro and of how to study and what are the ideas. Since my pen tab is not working, I'm not able to give you, know draw. So for some basic things I'll be discussing today. From tomorrow I'll make sure that my pen tab works, and whatever I draw, you can see it on the screen. Okay. Okay, guys, can we start? Can we enter into the subject structure analysis? So please do like, share with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for GATE or for any services. Once again, I'm saying, and one thing, like if you are preparing for GATE, I'll write only GATE. If you are preparing for JE, I'll write only JE. If you are preparing for engineering services, I'll write only engineering services. Guys, it never works. It never works that way. It never works that way. Idea is, you prepare for a concept, you write exam throughout the India, each and every exam you'll write, and the better out of it you'll take it, best out of it you'll take it. That's it, right? So why, sir? Because you don't know. Of course you're preparing for GATE, you're preparing for engineering services, but you can't guarantee that you'll get that job. Sometimes you might get that job, sometimes you may not get that job. It's always better to write another exam. And don't think that, sir, I am from this and this state, like I am from Gujarat, can I write exam in Andhra Pradesh? I am from Maharashtra, can I write exam in Gujarat? You can write, because 15% is always for the other state people will be there. In every state, 15% is for other people. I mean, you can fight that in general category. So if you get first rank over there, you get the job. So getting a job is always better than not having any job and staying at home. Believe me, staying at home without a job up to 25, it's okay. But after 25, like your age 25, it is really, really, really tough. You'll face serious problems if you stay at your home. Exactly. If you stay at your home, it will be serious, serious, serious problem. Like there will be money tension for guys, and there will be marriage tension for girls. Practically, I'm telling you. Structures weightage as already discussed, Navneet, it's around 6 to 8 questions, sometimes 4 to 6 questions. The questions can be 1 mark questions as well as 2 marks questions as well. So if you ask me, somewhere around 5 to 10 marks. That's how the structures weightage is. I came somewhere around 2019-20 in between. Krupa to Karnam. So guys, can we go into the structure analysis? Can we start our journey in the structure analysis? If yes, please type S and start structure analysis. Structure analysis, backbone of RCC and steel structures. If you don't type, I can't understand over here because if this is live class or offline class, from looking at your face, I can understand. But here, type something here. No messages, nothing. Yeah, Arvind said S. So I think it's good to go. So in structure analysis, first concept that I'll be discussing is trusses. In trusses, there will be analysis of trusses, deflection in the trusses, forces in redundant trusses, ILDs. ILDs means influence line diagrams for forces in the members of trusses. So analysis of trusses, what do you mean by analysis of trusses? What is a truss? What is a truss, guys? Any idea what is a truss? Why do you call a structure as a truss? Why do you call a structure as a truss? Any idea? Hmm? That offline online interaction, the thing is, if it is an offline class, if I would have questioned some person, like, you will immediately answer, but here I have to wait, I think, and even typing for you is difficult thing. So why a structure is called a truss? Simple question. There are n number of structures. So what is the, you might have seen the frames also, and other structures also, beams, slabs, columns. So which member is called as truss? Pin jointed member which carry axial load only. So the idea is, a member is called truss if it takes only axial forces. As Arvind said, if it takes only axial forces, like tension, compression, it won't bend. It is not a flexural member. Flexural member bends, but trusses will never bend. If a member takes either tension or compression. Once again, I'm saying, if a member takes only axial forces, tension or compression, that is called axial forces. If a member takes only tension or compression, then that member is called truss. Am I clear? That member is called as truss. All the other member which bends, that is called as flexural member. So once again, like in interviews they might ask you what is truss. Truss is a member which takes only axial forces. If at all a member takes an axial force, either tension or compression, I will say that it is behaving like a truss. So truss is a member which takes only axial forces. It never takes any other forces. So if it bends, then it is called as flexural members. Flexural members takes bending moment, but truss will never take bending moments. Good evening, Joseph. Good evening. So truss will never take bending moments. Trusses takes either tension. or compression. That's it. So in assumptions of the trusses, the first thing is truss is a member. Assumptions are very much important. So truss is a member which takes either tension or compression. It will not take any other thing. It will never take any other thing. Okay. So if it takes something else, that is called as, if it bends, then it is called as bending a flexural member. Am I clear? Any doubts in this? So if I am talking analysis of trusses means I'll try to find out that what is the tension force, what is the compression force. Like what is the force, whether it is tension or compression. That's it. Nature of force, magnitude of force and nature of force. So analysis of trusses means I'll try to find out that. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts, guys? Please do comment. Fine. Now coming to analysis, assumptions in analysis of trusses. The first thing, the first analysis would be, truss will be like, the triangular member. I think you might have seen in many places. Truss is a triangular member. Like, it is connected by pin joints. Like, one triangle pin joints. Like, two members. Two members will be connected like, it's simple like, just take two sticks and connect by a pin, the normal pin. So it will go like this, right? It goes like this. And if it should not go like this, then you'll add one more member so that it will be fixed. So it won't bend. It will never bend. It will never bend. It will never bend. The members will be something like connected like this. Everywhere it is connected as pin jointed truss. Pin jointed. So truss members are always connected by pin joint. Truss members are always connected by pin joint. And loads. If I am applying loads, loads are always applied at the joints. That means if I connect these two members by a joint, load is applied at the joint. Load is applied over here. Load is applied over here. Always remember, load is applied over here. Load is not applied anywhere in between. Load is not like, if I take this as the truss member, load is applied at the joint. Load is never applied at the in between. Why? If it applies in between, it tries to bend. Then it becomes flexural member. It will not act as a truss member. So it always, if I am talking about trusses, loads are applied only at the joints. Loads should never be applied anywhere intermediate. Anywhere intermediate, load should not be applied. Because if load applies at the intermediate position, it will bend. So that is the first point. You can see it is assumed that all loads are applied at the joints. Otherwise, if loads are applied at intermediate location of members, then they will be bent and structure cannot be called as truss. It is called as frame or any flexural member. So once again, I am saying if you are talking about trusses, it should be subjected to either compression or tension. It should not bend. If it bends, then it is called as frame or flexural member. It is not called as truss. It is not called as truss. That is one thing. Next, second assumption is all the members are straight. All the members are straight. Why, sir? If any member is curved, something like this, members should be exactly straight. If any member is curved, something like this, then it will be subjected to bending moment. There will be some amount of movement over here. So to avoid that, members should be always perfectly straight. This is your second assumption. So the first assumption being loads are applied only at the joints, and your second assumption is loads are, members should be perfectly straight. It should not be curved. If it is curved, then it is subjected to bending moment. Bending moment is very simple. It's subjected to bending. If it's subjected to bending, it is called as frictional member. It is not called as truss. That is one. So I hope it is clear. These are the major 2 points. Once again, I'm saying it will be called, it will be asked in interviews, or it will be asked in the objective questions. So truss is a member which takes only axial forces. Axial forces, I mean tension or compression. Tension or compression. That is axial forces. And if here loads are assumed to be applied only at the joints. Loads are assumed to be applied only at what? Joints. It is not applied anywhere in between. If it is applied anywhere in between, it bends. So loads are assumed to be applied only at joints. And members are always straight. It is not curved. It is not curved. So members will be always straight. It will be like, perfectly straight. It will be like this. A simple truss members will be perfectly straight. It will not be bent. If it is bent, then what happens is there will be some amount of bending, like it should not be bent. If it is bent, there will be bending moment. It should not be bent. So that is the second. Some sir, you can also say that if there is any member due to self weight, there will be always some amount of bending moment. So we are going to neglect that. We are going to neglect bending moment due to self weight. That is your third point. So the first point is loads are applied only at the joints. Second point is all the members are straight. And third point is bending moment due to self weight is neglected. Okay. So any doubts in this, guys? Any doubts? These are the major assumptions in analysis of trusses. Any doubts? So please do comment. Any doubts? Any doubts? Obviously, I'll keep on asking for every uh, you know every slide or every concept that I am explaining. I'll keep on asking doubts. So any doubts? Arvind said clear. Other people? I can see 7 members. 7 members means one me and other Arvind. So who are the other 5 members? Why don't you comment, guys? Krupa, you're not there. Joseph is saying clear. Clear, clear, clear. Fine. I'll go to the next step. So next step being concept 2, um, how to say whether the trust is stable or unstable. So since I'm not able to draw, you just try to visualize a triangulated truss. Triangulated truss, like triangulated truss, like there will be 3 members. 3 members. This is the basic truss. Basic truss, you know, something like this. Something like this. Something like this. This is the basic truss. It once again remember these type of questions will be asked, for uh, for 1 mark questions they can ask. The basic truss is a truss containing 3 members. Triangle truss. Simple triangle. Right? So that is a basic truss. And if you add each and every joint, there will be 2 extra members you will add. So if M is the number of members, J is the number of joints, then the relationship between members and joints is generally given by m equals to 2j minus 3. So once again I am saying m is the number of members, j is the number of joints. So if m equals to 2j minus 3, then that type of truss is called as stable truss. Once again I am saying m is the number of members, j is the number of joints, and the basic truss is triangular truss. Basic truss is, once again I am saying, triangular truss, basic stable truss. So in triangular truss, how many joints will be there? 3 joints. How many members will be there? 3 members. So if you keep 2 into 3, 2 into j is 3, 2 into 3 minus 3 is 3, m equals to 3. So m equals to 2j minus 3. We can say that is the very basic stable truss. What I am saying, stable truss. Stable, and I can say determinate. What is the meaning of determinate? The meaning of determinate is you can find loads or you can find forces in all the three members due to external loads. Externally load will be applied. If at all I am talking about any truss member, externally load will be applied. I am not able to draw. So anyway, so if we are applying loads, our idea is to find out the forces in the members. So if I try to find out the forces in the members, if I try to find out the forces in the members, so you have, if it is three, only three members, or if this condition is satisfied, m equals to 2j minus 3 is satisfied, then I can say that stable and determinate. Determinate means we can find forces in all the members. Indeterminate, which is also called as redundant forces. If I am talking about redundant forces, that means we cannot find out by using the equations of equilibrium. So equations of equilibrium, if you ask me, summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, summation of forces in y direction equals to 0, right? So generally this is the equations of equilibrium, and you can write in running notes for today. Try to adjust, try to visualize. If I am saying a member is in equilibrium, summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, summation of forces in y direction equals to 0 for a pin jointed truss. So by using equations of equilibrium, I can easily find out the loads, I mean forces in the members. That type of member is called as, or that type of truss is called as determinate truss. So you are applying an external load. Due to external load, if I am able to find out the uh, you know forces in all the members, then that type of truss is called as determinate truss. And if I'm not able to find out the forces in all the members, then it is called as indeterminate or redundant truss. Okay, so or simply based on this equation, if m equals to 2j minus 3, it is called stable and determinate truss. Now based on these three conditions, if m is less than 2j minus 3, it is called as unstable truss. It is called as what? Unstable truss. And if m is more than 2j minus 3, it is called as stable and redundant truss. Redundant, I said indeterminate truss. So m equals to 2j minus 3, perfect. It's not like perfect, stable and determinate. M is less than 2j minus 3, unstable truss. M greater than 2j minus 3. It is called as stable and determinate truss. There are other cases also. Sometimes these things is violated. I'll discuss that later where these things are violated. But a very basic concept, if you ask me, m equals to 2j minus 3, stable and determinate. M is less than 2j minus 3, unstable trusses. M is greater than 2j minus 3, stable and determinate trusses, where M represents number of members and J represents number of joints. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this, guys? Any doubts? Please do comment. Arvind is fine with it. What about the other? See, don't try to think that if I'm if you're asking like you sir please repeat, or don't feel shy, because this is the place where you can clear all the doubts. It's not that you have to understand everything that I say, because what I'll keep on talking. Sometimes you might be zoned out, or you might be looking at your phone and getting distracted and all those things. If you want me to repeat, I'll repeat. So thus number of members will be equals to number of joints here. See, in triangular trusses, obviously number of members will be equal to number of joints. Obviously number of members will be equal to number of joints. Like, triangular trusses, number of joints, simple triangle truss. Number of joints is 3, number of members is 3. Apart from that, you will never see number of joints equals to number of members. Number of joints will be different and number of members will be different. And always, I think number of members will be more than number of joints. So m equals to 2j minus 3, or m is greater than 2j minus 3, m less than 2j minus 3. Joints and members, only for triangular trusses you will see number of joints and members will be same. For other things it will be different. For other things it is really really different. Yeah. Any doubts? See, try to get it cleared here itself. It's very very basic thing that you have to be clear, get it cleared whenever I am talking about trusses, because this will be repeated for n number of times. And in every question, every exam paper, the basic thing whenever they are talking about trusses, they'll ask like, determinacy of the trusses, determinacy and indeterminacy. That also I'll discuss. Determinacy means if you are able to calculate the forces of the members by using equations of equilibrium, that is called determinate. If you are not able to find out the forces of the members by using equations of equilibrium, that is called indeterminate or redundant trusses. So here forces of equilibrium would be summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, summation of forces in y direction equals to 0. Only two equations will be there, whereas for other things three equations will come, that I'll discuss later. Only two equations will be there. So based on that, get it cleared. So is it clear now? Sing Dashpreet Singh, Singh Saab. Is it clear? So this, the pen tab is not working. Please don't think bad about it. Last minute hurdles. I'll make sure that this won't be repeated next time. Yeah, yeah, fine. So this is the idea. I mean, for trust shown in the figure, bending moment exists in the member. There is no figure over here. I thought of drawing it, but it is not working. We'll discuss the same question in the next class. Okay, the same question. I'll make sure that you'll get the figure and you'll solve the question. So as I said, there is a note point. The assumptions in the analysis of trusses are made to ensure that members are subjected to either tension or compression only. Bending moment is zero everywhere in the trusses. So if a member is said to be truss, it is subjected to either tension or compression. It is not subjected to any bending moment. Bending moment is zero throughout the truss. Okay. Yeah, now tell me this question. The test shown in the figure is whether it is perfect, deficient, redundant, none. Please try to solve this question. Try to solve, guys. Try to solve this question. So a truss is shown to you in the figure over here. What are the number of joints, number of members? Now tell me whether this is perfect truss, whether it is deficient. Perfect means stable truss, deficient means unstable truss, redundant truss, or none. What is your answer? Out of A, B, C, D, what is your answer for this? Try to solve, guys. Try to solve, try to solve. Hey, now I can draw. Aha, it is working now. Zubair Hussain, one second. Okay, fine, guys. Now I'm able to draw it. So, what is the number of joints here? Deficient. Zubair Hussain is saying A is correct. Aravind is saying deficient. Ajit is saying C. Navneet is saying C. Different questions. You said you understood and giving me different answers. Stable trust, unstable trust. Tell me, guys. See. So simple thing. What is the number of joints here? Number of joints equals to 3, and number of members. Number of members equals to number of joints equals to 3 or 4. I think it's 4. Yeah, number of joints equals to 4. Number of joints equals to 4, and number of members 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of members equals to 6. So now if I try to apply formula, what is 2j minus 3? That is equals to 2 into 4 minus 3. 12 minus 3. Oh, 8 minus 3. That is 5. So you can see that m equals to 6. So m is greater than 2j minus 3. So the truss is redundant truss. Option is option is C. So why people are getting A over here? How come m equals to 2j minus 3? M is more than 2j minus 3. J is 4. Number of joints is 4. 2 into 4, 8 minus 3, 5. Number of members is 6. So option is C. So I think option should be correct over here. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Feel free to ask any doubts. Typo error. Okay, fine. My phone got switched off. So I can't read your comments now. Could you please wait for a minute? Thank you. Thanks for the understanding, and I'm sorry for all the technical things. I hope it will not be repeated in future. So this is the idea, guys. The basic thing is the trust shown over here: number of members, number of joints. Number of joints equals to 4, and number of members equals to 6. M is more than 2j minus 3. So the structure is redundant stress. Uh, you know, redundant structure. Redundant means by using equations of equilibrium, you can't find the number of like forces in the members. If you ask me, like, this is a truss, right? So this is the given truss for us. Any truss. So if I take, like, I'll name this as A, this as B, this as C, and this one as D. Okay. So here, how many members are there? Number of members equals to 6, right? So our idea is to find forces in member AB, forces in member BC, forces in member AC, forces in member BD, forces in the member CD, forces in the member A. So 6 members. The idea should be, like, we must be able to find forces in all the members, but by using equations of equilibrium. Generally, equations of equilibrium would be sigma fx equals to 0 and sigma fy would be equals to 0. Here we can use only two equations of equilibrium at each and every joint. Why? Because bending moments are not equal to 0. That is simple. So idea is summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, summation of forces in y direction equals to 0. By using equations of equilibrium, we can't find forces in all the members. So this is called a redundant truss. Fine. Now, to find out the forces in the members, there are generally two, to find out forces in the members, there are generally uh, uh, two methods. First one is method of joints, and second one is method of sections. So method of joints. In method of joints, what we'll do? We are going to find out equilibrium of a joint in method of joints. Okay, so equilibrium of joint is being found out in method of joints. So what is an equilibrium of a joint? If at all I take any truss, I'll take this truss, and this is a pin jointed I am talking about, like, somewhere like this is the pin jointed, and this is also a pin joint, right? So if I talk about, this is A and this is B and this is C. So at each and every joint, what I'll take is summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, and summation of forces in y direction equals to 0. These are the two equations of equilibrium. So once again, if I try to draw it neatly, at every joint, summation of forces in x direction equals to 0, summation of forces in y direction equals to 0. By using these two equations, I'll try to find out the equations in, forces in all the members. Fine. So if I try to find out forces in all the members, then that type of method is called as method of joints. At each and every joint, I'll be using this equation. Fine. So till now, any doubts, guys? Till now, any doubts? I'm trying to share my screen. Just a minute. Please don't mind. Just here to read your comments. People are not there. No comments, or people are not watching. So if you're not watching, then I think I have to discuss this in my next session because I can't see any comments. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Fine, guys. I'll try to close the session for today because there are many things that is happening. But anyway, I think the next class is on 23rd. I'll repeat it. I'll repeat once again all the things that we have discussed it today with a proper, with a proper communication and without any, without any interruption. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the class today. Thank you very much.